Welcome back to another episode of Unveiled. I'm your host, Ahmad McKinney. This podcast is all about the wedding industry and the people who make your wedding day special. Today's guest, we have Nicole with Glam Lab Indy. But before we go any further, full disclosure, we had a little mess up the first episode, right?
Yes.
But we're not going to talk about it. We're just going to get right into it. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. So for the viewers who don't know you, or for the people that do know you, can you look in this camera right here and tell them what you do and what you offer?
Yes. My name is Nicole Flores. I am the owner of the Glam Lab in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm an educator. I am a bridal makeup artist, so I do all things bridal. I have a team of 2 amazing girls underneath me. And yeah, we just serve to all brides in the Indy area and beyond who just want badass glam for their wedding day.
I feel you, and you do a badass job. I would have to give you that. I'll give you some props today. All right. So tell them, tell us. We would like to know, how did you get started in this industry?
Oh my goodness. YouTube.
YouTube. Got YouTube
I was watching
education?
so many YouTube videos, and truly, I realized I didn't like doing makeup on myself.
Yeah.
But I loved doing makeup on other people. So I would always just watch YouTube videos, and just one day I just started figuring it out. I would have girls come over to my parents' house, go to my bedroom, and sit them in a corner in a cute little hair chair, and I would just start doing their makeup, and I charged $20.
$20?
It was bad though. I did a really bad job.
When did you know you got good at it though?
My gosh. When I stopped
$20
critiquing my work so hard.
Yeah. Okay.
$20, I was like, okay, this is me just like having fun and playing with makeup.
Right.
This is me also being like, I think I was a freshman in college when I first started. So I lived at home.
Yeah.
I was at community college with my parents.
Right.
At my parents' house. And I was like, all right, how can I make money being at home, but also do makeup still?
Right.
And so it would be mainly for like prom and high school dances for girls that were still in high school. Anyone that was like years younger than me that knew me from school.
Right.
But I did $20, and it was really bad makeup products that I was using, like terrible. And then I finally was like, all right, I want to keep working at this, because I realized at the time I was not as, I want to say I wasn't good, because that's horrible.
Yeah.
I wasn't good in my mind. I was like, this is trash. This is so bad. But I knew that I wanted to become so good.
Right.
To where I would see these girls on social media and I'm like, damn, they did a really good job.
Right.
Like, I want to be that great. And then as soon as I finished my freshman year, I ended up transferring to Purdue, big campus in West Lafayette. Tried offering makeup there.
Yeah.
You're broke college student. People don't spend that kind of money.
Exactly.
So I realized it was like dead for me.
Right.
Offering makeup services was not really a thing. I think I tried offering it at $40, and I had 2 girls that jumped on it for a sorority dance.
Right.
Started working at Ulta when I was out there, because I really wanted a discount to be able to build my kit.
Oh yeah.
But it literally all started from YouTube, and then me just doing it at home in my parents' house, and then I went from $20 to $40 and then $60. And then I've just grown and kept, upping the prices, obviously depending on education and what products I have in my kit and all that. But yeah, YouTube, I thank YouTube for it. Free education. Yeah. I tell everyone to use it. So
I got a question for you. So you said you started off and you was only charging about $20 or $40. What was the difference between what you were buying compared to what you were selling it for, or doing makeup for?
I feel like it's gonna be kind of like hard to explain, but it would be like drugstore, really cheap makeup. But I mean
but
like,
you're still spending money. You're probably spending.
I was using my mom's makeup.
Okay.
So I probably wasn't the most hygienic at the time.
Yeah.
This was me starting out of like, what can I use? You heard of Mary Kay?
Yeah, yeah.
So there was this lady that I knew who sold Mary Kay, and I asked her for like all of her testers of like tiny baby samples of makeup. So I was using that stuff. So that was free.
Right.
I actually watched her dogs for free. And she gave me the products in exchange and was like, here, I won't pay you. I'll give you these free products.
That works out. So you had a true passion.
I shouldn't have even been charging, to be honest. Like, I probably shouldn't have been charging $20, but there were a lot of girls that were jumping on it, and they were like, all right. And if anyone is watching, those girls that did pay $20, they know who they are, because I think that they still follow me, and a lot of them still support me to this day from when I started doing makeup, but it was bad.
Have you had a client that was the $20 client that was now a wedding client?
Oh my gosh, I'm looking back. don't think so.
No?
No. I think there have been a few that have reached out, but I haven't been available.
Right.
Um, there were a few $40 clients that were like prom and
Yeah.
down the line clients, but not wedding yet.
Okay.
That'd be amazing if
Right.
so, but
So you turned really your hobby into something that you built a career from.
yeah.
You went to Purdue, you said. First of all, Purdue sucks. Just going to throw that out there. You said you went to Purdue. I'm guessing you got a degree from there.
Yes.
And when did you take this full time? Like, you know, I'm really good at this. Let me turn this to something
Yeah.
I can do every day.
I graduated from Purdue.
Yeah.
Did not know what I wanted to do. My parents were huge on like go to school, get a
Yeah.
degree because they didn't go to school or to get degrees, so they really wanted us to be, you know, kind of like that first generation of
Right.
doing that. So I went and realized that I did not like school,
Yeah.
and I was still clueless on what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I was all over the place with my career choice. Like I was undecided my first year. I thought I wanted to be a speech pathologist,
Yeah.
and then I realized like I'm not smart enough for that. I really was interested in learning sign language, so I still think it's still amazing to this day.
Yeah. I used to know a little bit of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you learn in school?
I did. College, I was technically, you know, you pass, you're like
Yeah.
certified, but that's just gone now.
You're like, I don't know anything.
Yeah, I don't know nothing.
I think it's amazing, and I truthfully, I wish that schools offered it, like high school, and
Yeah.
that because I think it's needed in the
Oh, yeah.
world.
100%.
But anyways, I wanted to do that, realized I was not fit for it, and probably would fail those classes. So when I was like, what can I do that might be easier? I was really interested in doing PR and marketing for beauty brands.
Okay.
In my mind, though, thinking that having a full-time career in doing makeup was impossible.
Right.
So I was like, what can I do to get close enough to makeup, which would
Right.
be PR and marketing or
course.
advertising, all of that. So
Still doing what you like.
yeah, so I ended up just doing general communication at Purdue. What was your question?
When did you, when did you decide that, you know,
Okay.
yes,
When did I decide I wanted to go full time?
yes.
Okay, sorry. I'm like, I know I'm saying all this for a
It was
reason.
leading up to it.
So yeah, so I ended up changing my major a billion times.
Yeah.
Then I moved to Indianapolis, tried to get a job.
Yeah.
I ended up getting this job, and I don't even know if it was a scam or what, but
Yeah.
the week I was supposed to start, I didn't start. So
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening? Started cleaning houses.
Yeah.
No one really knows all of what led up to where I'm at now.
But it got you to where you are now.
It was not easy
Yeah.
at all. But yeah, I started cleaning houses, and I was also like, I didn't have an apartment or anything. I was living house to house
Right.
with someone at the time, just like jumping.
Right.
Lived with my sister, moved
Yeah.
out, lived with someone else, moved out, like
Right.
within months of like, okay, I'm broke.
Yeah.
How am I going to figure this out?
Right.
How am I going to do makeup? Which at the time was just a hobby. It was for fun. But I was still doing it on the side. And then thinking like, this is not able to happen full time
Yeah.
because in my mind, I was like, you have to go to LA, you have to go to a big city.
Yeah.
Somewhere where that traffic is just coming in towards you. And then I never thought that the wedding industry was as big as it actually is in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So I got an autistic therapy job
Mhm.
after cleaning houses. I was
Yeah.
like, this ain't fit for me. I can't do this. I don't even like cleaning my own. I mean,
Yeah.
I do like to stay clean and keep myself clean, but like,
course.
no. Strangers, no.
Right. That's a whole different ball game.
So yeah, I just decided to quit my autistic therapy job. It was
Take it
during
full time.
COVID. I was like, screw this, I'm done. I was very much burnt out. Wasn't being paid enough either.
Yeah.
I was making nothing. I didn't like living paycheck to paycheck like that.
Yeah.
So I just decided to take the leap of faith, and I said, screw it. I'm just gonna go to esthetician school. I'm gonna go full time. Gonna keep trying to get my wedding gigs on the weekends
Right.
and make that work. And if I do it and I'm successful, then great. I can't
Yeah.
say I never tried. But if I flop and I fail, at least I can say I did try, you know?
Exactly.
So whatever. But yeah, I ended up putting my 2 weeks in, went to school. As soon as I graduated from school, I ended up going to Carmel, renting a studio space, and started offering like all the beauty services that I wanted to offer.
Yeah.
And then within this past year is when I actually went full time with doing all bridal stuff.
Oh, nice.
So
Well, good for you.
yeah.
So let's jump back for a little bit. Throughout that whole process with you, also being an entrepreneur, what do you think was the hardest route? What is the hardest thing about being an entrepreneur?
Finally deciding like I'm gonna fucking do this.
Yeah.
I truthfully think so. I don't think it's easy at all. So like any person that owns their own business or is an entrepreneur or even wants to take that step, like kudos to you.
Yeah.
Work your ass off because it's not easy.
Yeah.
I truthfully just think it's taking a leap of faith
Yeah.
and being like, okay, I can do this, and having the determination to, because there are so many people that decide that they do want to have their own business or along the lines of that and try it, but then have all these obstacles along the way to where they just stop and they
Right.
give up. And I think it's all the obstacles that come in your way that are meant to be there
Yeah.
that you have to learn how to overcome, because all of these are learning experiences. Like this doesn't
100%.
just come easy. You don't just read a book and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I got this.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
you really have to be like toes in, doing the damn thing and like figuring out as you go.
Yeah.
But definitely just like taking that leap and just being like, okay, let me just do it
Yeah.
and try to go all in.
Well, also because you're working for yourself, every day is a grind. You are
Yeah.
grinding every day. You gotta. I mean, you're not living paycheck to paycheck like you just said, but you literally have to go out there and get it every single day.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a task.
It's
But also, when we're talking about your past role, you say you was in PR. I feel like you do a really good job of client relations when you're doing your makeup. You have the camera set up, you're talking to the client, they're
Yeah.
talking back, you're very active on social media. Do you think your past job with that PR company has helped you thus far?
Well, I never even started with that PR company.
Oh, you didn't even start with it. That's the one that,
Yeah. I was supposed to go in for work that week and nothing ever came out of it. They were like, so sorry, we're moving. Like, hurrah. So no, I taught myself.
so you were going to kill it over there anyway.
Yeah, probably. But whatever. I don't even know who they're called, I don't even know. Like it was so, I've pushed that part.
Yeah,
Like there's so many parts of my life that I'm like, don't want to remember it, wash it away.
right,
And that was, I truly couldn't even tell you.
right.
I went downtown, I remember, for an interview, like a typewriting test, and it was like the most intense interview ever. I was being interviewed from people from New York, like via Zoom,
Oh,
for this job,
yeah, yeah.
which was mainly all online, and I didn't know exactly what I was going to be doing, but no, I just...
Do you believe that everything works out for a reason?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like that is one thing I live by.
Oh, yeah. So it's probably a good thing that you didn't, or that didn't.
I would have probably never like been where I'm at now.
You probably wouldn't be sitting here talking to me.
Nope.
Never met.
Nope. Glad I got burnt out at my last job
Yeah.
because it pushed me even more to, chasing that dream of being a full-time makeup artist. Everything. I have met so many great friends from that last job. Like
Yeah.
that was also meant to be
Right.
too, I was meant to be a therapist to meet the people that I know
Exactly.
and I'm still friends with now.
Right.
So 100%, I believe everything happens for a reason, the
Okay.
good and the bad.
I believe so too. So your business is growing pretty fast, and you say you just took it full time this year.
Yeah.
This year, and you already have a couple ladies underneath you, right? Two of them.
Two.
So how is that working out for you?
They're great. I love them.
Yeah.
Andy and Aaron, they're amazing.
Shout out Andy and Aaron.
Shout out to you girls. Andy and Aaron. So Andy was, I also offered classes and education courses, and I offered a course which I called the Bridal Edit,
Yeah.
which is just me demoing my go-to bridal glam on a client. And these girls kind of just sit, take notes, watch, ask
Yeah.
questions. And Andy was one of the girls that signed up for the course. And then she kind of expressed how she was ready for something new. She loves makeup and she
Yeah.
has a desire for something more. Time kind of passed on, and then I think she may have taken another class with me.
Yeah.
I've had so many I can't even remember, but
Yeah.
her face was very familiar to me.
Right.
Like I could pick her out in a room of people.
Right.
And just based on her Instagram, her work ethic, I knew that she was amazing, and I knew that she would be someone who would be willing to put in the work.
Yeah.
So I pretty much just like, I think it was kind of like a mutual of like, hey, I want to work under you. Hey, I want you to work with me. Like,
Right.
what can we do to make this happen? Andy's amazing.
Yeah.
I need her forever because I
Right.
love her. She is a little bit quieter, more on the chill side, but like I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. You know what I mean? I can be a little too crazy, and
Right.
some people are like, okay, I love Andy's just chill.
Right.
I'm here via and get my job done and going. She's phenomenal. And then Erin.
Yeah.
She is fresh out of beauty school. I think it'll be almost a year and a half, 2 years. So she's newer, but
Okay.
she reached out to me while she was in school. Beauty school is not for the weak.
Yeah.
It's really rough. You don't learn anything. I think all the schools are so outdated.
Yeah.
Everyone learns the same thing, which is basically just like facials.
Yeah.
So like brows, lashes, all that stuff. I didn't really learn in school.
Yeah.
So once I graduated from school, I had to go take all of these other courses.
Yeah.
Which is more money that you're paying for.
Exactly.
So schools are really outdated, but while Erin was in school, she reached out to me on Instagram and asked to come job shadow for like almost like credit hours
Yeah.
for her course in school. I was a little hesitant, not because I didn't trust her or anything, but because I was like, I don't know how to be that person for
Exactly.
you. And then she kind of reached out again and was like, hey, so I figured let's just get you to job shadow. So
Right.
she came with me to a wedding and was amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't expect anything out of her other than her to just literally job shadow, just like sit back, watch,
Yeah.
take notes if you want to, just see how a wedding day works.
Exactly.
And she was cleaning up my kit, packing up my stuff,
Loved
taking
it.
stuff down to the car for me. She did the most, and I was like, damn,
Yeah.
I could really use her.
Right.
Like, this is nice. And then after that, I think she asked to job shadow again, but I was so desperate at the time for a second makeup artist.
Yeah.
And I knew that Erin was so willing to also learn.
Yeah.
And she was just basically wanting someone to look up to.
Yeah.
And I remember being in her shoes where I was like, how can I look up to someone? I want someone to look up to, and I didn't have that. And so I really wanted to be able to provide that for her.
Yeah.
Along with Andy. Like, I want them to feel like they have someone who they can go to for all of the things that they need. Like, okay, I need help on doing a certain style like this or that or whatever it might be. Like, I want them to come to me not only as, you know, someone that helps them with all these weddings or, you know, I don't want them to feel like they're just my assistant. Like, they're my friends also. So I really wanted to make it comfortable for them and make them feel like any moment that they have with me is also an educational moment.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, they can always take away certain things. So Erin came on brand new. She was assisting me at weddings. So now I have both of them. But obviously this year I'm also working towards getting more girls on so I can then have a bigger team to where I can send not just those two out for weddings, but also a few other girls. I really would love to cater to more of the Indianapolis community, even though I am doing that now.
Right.
I have a lot of girls that I also say no to, and I have to turn away because I'm like, hey, we're not available.
There's a lot of weddings out there.
But the thing that I take most pride in also is, like, I have my girls and I have my team, but I have them to where we're all creating almost like the same looks.
Yeah.
It's like the same underneath an umbrella of like what you're going to get.
Exactly.
You know, we take a lot of pride in like that glowy, bronzy glam, looking very natural, but somewhat enhancing the way that they look. So it's just kind of like tweaking them in that sense to where, like, okay, when you go to a wedding, it's almost like you're getting me in terms of like their work.
Exactly.
So I really, really work hard to get my girls on brand with the Glam Lab.
Yeah. I love that. I love that because we're in the industry, right, where it's so, I wouldn't say niche, but a lot of people like to gatekeep a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're doing a lot of weddings, but you don't think the people you are training or people you are helping are gonna, you know, take over at some point or anything like that?
I would love for them to go and do their own thing one day.
Right.
Like, I never have the intentions of having girls underneath me stay with me forever.
Right.
If they want to, great. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to have them.
Yeah.
But I also want to build them up enough to where they're like looking at me as inspiration to then being like, okay, Nicole has built me up so much to where now I can go and do my own thing.
Yeah.
Congrats to you. Like, I'm patting you on the back. Do the damn thing.
Yep.
You know, I would never, ever have anyone underneath me feel as if they're stuck or they want to stay. I make it maybe a little bit easier sometimes to like do things because I try to like give them the fire underneath them, like, you got this, like, let's go. Whereas I think doing it on your own is kind of hard when you don't have someone hyping you up. Because I've had moments of like, what the hell am I doing? Yeah. Like, I want someone to tell me what to do. No, I wish them so much more in the future. Other than just being with me. But also, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't complain because they're lovely. I love them. They're amazing.
And I can tell that you probably already have a good group of girls, but I know you said you want to expand a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you think you would, you know, you're just talking about the school being outdated. Do you think you would go on that route and open up a school?
God. I don't want to say I'm picky, but I'm very like, I think type A, like so much control.
Yeah.
And I'm so big on when girls do take my courses or my class that I want them to leave feeling like they gained knowledge.
Yeah.
So to be able to take the route of being like, oh, let me open up a school someday, like, ooh, it'd be stressful. Would it be worth it? Probably. But also like, it's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of people that also go to school that don't have the passion.
Yeah.
And they go because they feel like it's the only option that they have. Like
Right.
when I was in school, there were so many girls that did nothing with
Yeah.
their license,
Yeah.
which is totally okay. But at the end of the day, I love teaching people that truly do have the desire and the passion to be like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to learn this and I'm going to apply it elsewhere. People, sometimes girls go to school and they're like, meh, like I'm
Right.
done. I graduated. Get me out of here.
That's like the same thing with me, right? I went to IU, got a media degree, learned absolutely nothing. I was doing it for so long before I actually took an actual course, so I was already seasoned compared to people that were just now taking the course.
Yeah.
So I think for people like us who are kind of type A, I don't think I'm type A, I'm probably like type B, but a lot of type A people are really good business owners because they have the determination, they have the will, I'm going to figure this out because nobody can tell me different.
But then some people would be like, oh, Nicole, you're too type A, you know? Like my girls know me too well. They're probably like, Nicole, chill out. Like but they know I'm very picky. But I'm picky in a sense of like, I want to build you up so much.
Yeah.
And I know the feeling of just going and learning something and you're like, what did I spend the money on?
Exactly.
Why did I spend that money?
You want to make sure they're fulfilled with what you just taught them.
And I'm like, I will nitpick every single look that you do, but I do it all in good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I want you to leave today being like, damn, like she taught me so much, but then applying that to your next girl.
Right.
I mean, Andy speaks on it all the time. She's like, oh my God, you were so picky with me and you nitpicked everything.
Yeah.
But you should see
the work.
Where she started. Well, where she started when I got her to where she is now. Two completely different, like it's two different levels.
Right.
She's amazing. Same with Erin. Same thing with Erin. Erin came in fresh, not knowing how to do certain things.
Yeah.
And her now, like we just worked together at the Sixpence.
Yeah.
We did a styled shoot. Her work, amazing. Blown away. Like it was literally, I had nothing to critique on.
Right.
So I do it all in good, like, hey girl, you can fix A, B, C, and D. And then when you go into your next girl, I want you to leave feeling like a badass.
Yeah.
And they do. Erin was so proud. Andy's been so proud of herself. Like,
Yeah.
I love that. I want to build them up to where they're just like, damn.
Good for you.
You know?
Good for you. Now, jumping back into, we're talking about your $20 makeup startup. And I feel like everybody, like you said before, you're always your worst critic, right? And maybe not you, if somebody else. But
I still am.
But do you think, so your work right now is extremely good. Do you think in the next 5, 10 years, you're going to look back like,
Probably.
why was I doing that?
Probably.
Yeah.
I looked back at, oh my gosh, this morning I was looking back at old photos, just going through my phone because, well, today's my boyfriend and I's like met you anniversary.
Ooh.
So we met each other on today's date. What's today?
What y'all doing
11th.
today? What y'all doing
I
today?
don't know, nothing.
What's your boyfriend name?
Cody.
Zoom in on me. Cody, what's today? You probably won't see this in next week. But next time I talk to Nicole, you better have taken her out. All right, back to regular schedule. Go ahead.
I was looking back and I'm like, let me look back at like our Metcha date and whatever, but I saw my work from 2022.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yes, I was great. At the time, I was great.
Yeah.
I look back, I'm like,
been
there's
better.
some things I could have done better, but I think that that's all part of just, you know, learning and growth. Like I'm always going to look back at my work and see the things that I could have done better or critique myself.
Yep.
There are moments where I'm like, okay, you need to be a little bit kinder to yourself. And, you know, like that was a great job. You did all you could do then. But, you know, I'm such a person who wants more.
Yeah.
Always. I'm like, I want more. I want to change this and do that. So I'm always finding ways to take my business from where it's at now to the next level. Like there's always a next level for me.
But I think that's good though, because you're
Yeah.
not being complacent. You're trying to get better
I'm
every day.
never bored, that's
Exactly.
for sure. Like
Right.
I'm always striving for more.
Right. Good. Outside of makeup,
Okay, nothing.
who is Nicole? Something.
Oh, I'm very goofy.
Uh-huh.
Cody can speak on that.
Yeah.
I dance around all the time. I'm literally dancing 24/7.
Go to dance move. Go now.
Or our robot one that we did earlier.
That should go to dance move. I thought we was getting somewhere.
I'd have to find a bunch of videos in my phone of like a little mashup of me dancing.
Yeah.
Maybe
But
we
you
can
like
do
to
that.
dance.
But I love to dance.
Yeah.
I danced in high school, so but I'm really goofy. I'm either like talking in a weird voice or I don't know. We just moved into like a new house condo type thing.
I think I saw that
So
on
I
your
love
Instagram.
making new
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
Always talking to people. I became friends with my neighbor.
What does a week look like for you then?
Running errands.
Yeah.
Which people are like, how do you run errands all the time? I don't know. I just do.
Yeah.
I shop too much, so I'm always returning stuff.
Yeah.
Cleaning, figuring out what I want to cook for dinner.
Yeah.
Trying new meals and flopping, making those new meals where I'm like,
But you
what
learn
did
it.
Pinterest give me? Because this was real bad.
Yeah.
I just made chicken thighs for the first time ever. They were not cooking through at all.
How was you trying to cook it?
I was trying to cook them in the oven with some rice.
Oh, on top of the bed of rice?
That's what Pinterest told me to do, and it was a fail.
Don't be listening to Pinterest.
I still ate it. We still made it. And
You got at least get
Cody
on-
put a lot of sriracha on them chicken thighs because he needed a little flavor. Poor guy.
You don't look at TikTok for recipes?
I do make a really good salmon,
Me too.
honey garlic salmon recipe.
Ooh. See, I make some
I
good
made that
salmon,
last
too.
night. It was fire.
I made salmon probably like
TikTok is where it's at.
3 nights ago, but I do. You like blackened seasoning?
What is that?
Oh my gosh, that's a game changer.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you my recipe, but I chop up my salmon. I like to use an air fryer because it cooks it like perfectly.
Okay. I got a
And
baby
then-
air fryer. I don't think I can put a whole salmon in it.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah,
Beep.
yeah. Well, I'll get you a new one then. How about that? Big air fryer. But I do like a garlic butter sauce, whatever, on top of with some mashed potatoes.
Fire.
But enough about me. Back to you.
What were we even talking about?
What does your week look like? So are you mainly
Yeah.
busy on the weekends or?
Yeah, during the week I'll do like bridal trials. So like on my break, bridal girls
Yeah.
come in and they get their makeup done
Yeah.
for a trial. So like before their wedding date,
Oh,
they want
nice.
to test out how their makeup's gonna look.
That's unique. Wait, you got to elaborate on that a little bit more because I've never heard that.
Maybe
So
it's because
you're-
not in the beauty world.
So the bride comes.
Yeah. So
before-
usually whenever a lot of people that have their own like makeup business or
Yeah.
bridal business, they typically do trials for the bride.
Wow.
So
okay.
it makes it easier for the bride the day of for us to
Gotcha.
know exactly what we're gonna do. They're the main focus of the day, you know. Bridesmaids, they're focused, but you also spend more time with the bride and you pamper the bride more. So at the trial, she pulls up inspiration of what she wants to look like or what, makeup look she's going for. And then I usually say 2 to 3 months in advance before the wedding date,
Yeah.
they set up a trial with me to where we sit down, you pull up those photos, we talk about your skin, what your desired look is for your wedding day,
Right, right.
and then we create that. And the day of comes, and if you see my videos,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, what do you want to change? That's why I always say that, because it's like, hey, you took photos that day, you wore your makeup that day. What did you like or dislike about it? Then the day comes, and then I know I make a list on my phone and my notes and attach their photo. I know what I did and what I used, and then we make tweaks from there. But a lot of times they don't want to change anything. I want to change something,
Right.
which I think is even better because I know
You
now
can perfect it.
how to work on their face. I see my mistakes and I look back at that photo and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to change this. So a lot of the times I always tell other artists in the industry too, don't ever be afraid to speak up if you know that you can do better work than what you did before. I think it's huge. I always, like 8 times out of 10, I'm always changing the bride's day of. I'm like, nah, that
Right.
color didn't pull good on you. I'm going to use this one instead. And they're always like, I trust you, do whatever you want. And typically me doing whatever I want is
Yeah.
just like taking it to the next level of like we did go at the trial, but the
Right.
day of, perfect.
I'm actually kind of shocked because I never heard this. But like you said, I'm not in the
Yeah.
beauty world.
Yeah.
I guess photographers they have.
Hairstylists do it too.
I see. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, I thought you know,
Some.
I'm ignorant when it comes to this type of stuff, but you book, you come there, and then you just, obviously they send you styles of what they want, and then you try to mimic that or whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't know you did like that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Learn something new every
And you
day.
get to meet your client too before you work their wedding day.
Exactly.
So almost like when you do engagement photos,
Exactly,
I guess, for
photographers, yeah. But there's nothing for video people. Like, you guys want, I guess I could do, I do calls.
Other than that.
I guess I could do like a in-house session and
Yeah.
little short video for the video. Oh, that's something interesting. I might have to figure out something to do like that. But I get to know my clients very well on like my 30 to 40-minute client call too.
True.
But
which you don't need that
exactly.
trial then, you know.
Exactly, because I already know them just a little bit.
But I don't do, I don't do the whole like phone call thing.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how you do it.
it's annoying. I don't want to call people. Like, what's the point?
For me,
I think it's different.
For me, the point is,
what do you want to look like?
Yeah.
Send me an inspiration photo.
And
We're
I
gonna
got
talk
you.
about your skin, fill out your contract, secure your date, boom, bam, easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Got you.
You don't need to call me and be like, well, what do you carry in here? And how much is this? And can you give me a discount here? And A, B, C, and D, girl.
Yeah.
If you read the contract, all the questions, frequently asked questions are there.
There you go. FAQ.
I don't need to know anything else other than when we're going to set up your trial and how many girls you're going to have the day of.
Yeah.
And then down the line, when it's closer to the wedding date, then the photographer sets the timeline of like start, end for the bride, or more so like when they want her ready. And then I, typically pick the start time. There's literally like people make it harder than it has to be. And it's so easy.
Hey.
But I get it. Like you're a bride, most of them are first time brides. So they don't know really like how to do it or what to do. And I get the aspect of talking to people to feel more personable.
Yeah.
But I'm very present on social media. So I feel like people are like, oh, I feel like I know you based on your reels or you going on your story and talking.
See, that's what's great about that. Because that's literally you. What's the right term for that? Can somebody help me out? It's personal branding.
Yeah.
You have a brand, but that you're also the personal brand.
But I'm also very honest.
Yeah. I mean, you have to be.
And I wasn't for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't want to say honest, like as in like I lied, but like I wasn't showing the real me.
Yeah.
On social media because I think my mind got so set onto like, what are people going to think of me? Like, are they going to see me in this way? And now I don't care. You see me for however you want.
Right.
You don't like me, you don't like me.
You can't please everybody.
Whatever. I'm not here to be friends with everyone, to be honest with you. Like, there are some people in the industry that I'm like, woo-wee.
Yeah.
I mean, the feeling is mutual of not wanting to like, But at the end of the day, you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea.
That's fine.
It is what it is.
Yep.
I just move forward and like, I have my circle, my piece is at home. I move forward with my business. I give my A+ effort to my brides.
Yep.
And I'm very much like, I want to be, cordial with people. I love meeting new photographers, videographers, whoever it may be. Like I've honestly made so many good friends through weddings. A lot of the hairstylists, I'm like, oh my God, I'm working with you again. Like you're amazing. I love you. I love having a preferred vendors list. Like that's also amazing too. And then, but yeah, you can't care what people think.
100%.
So I just started being myself online. Whatever. You don't like it? I don't care.
Hey, that's fine with me, but you're killing it. And the people that like you, I tell my fiance this all the time. Whoever don't like us, those are our clientele anyway. I want people that's going to like me for who I am. And I feel like recently with me, because I like to kind of be behind the camera, but now it's like, I can care less what anybody thinks. People going to have their opinion regardless of.
It doesn't matter what you do either.
Yeah.
Even if it's me running down the street,
they're going to have something.
Someone's going to have something to say.
Yep.
I'm going to eat some chicken wings sitting here. Someone's going to have something to say.
Yep.
It does not matter. Like, I think I was scrolling one day and I saw that this lady posted something about how she has a Tesla. Now she's like been getting headaches and all this stuff. Oh my God, the comments like tore her to pieces. And it made me sit there and think like, it truly doesn't matter what you do. You could be driving a car that you like and people are going to have something to say. It does not matter.
Yep. 100%.
So whatever. I
say F.
Sometimes you care, but then sometimes you get to the point where you're like, it's exhausting caring.
Exactly. Yep.
You can't win them all.
Well, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Would you like to get into some hot takes?
Yes.
Did you like how I eased into that one?
Yeah.
I just kind of.
That was a good one. That was a good
just
ease.
kind of slid. Yeah. I tell you like everybody else.
Okay.
You want to answer it?
You'll know if I don't want to.
Okay. We can skip
I'll let
over
you
it.
know.
All right.
I'm ready.
All right. What is one thing
Okay.
you will not do when it comes to doing makeup?
I will not shave your face or pluck your eyebrows.
Okay. Fair enough.
Period.
Fair enough.
Do all that before.
Fair enough.
And I do get asked that often, and I'm
Really?
like, I get a lot of the like, I didn't pluck my eyebrows, or I forgot to shave them.
Sorry.
Carrying on in silence.
Yeah.
Like, I feel you, but also,
That's going to take more time out of my day.
now sometimes if I see a crazy stray hair, it's super long and it's
Yeah.
driving me nuts. I'm gonna like chop
Pop
it
it
real
off,
quick,
yeah.
but like, that's like time added on to, nope, nope.
I don't blame you.
100% no. And I did, I think, a few times get asked to also like literally do their entire eyebrows, and
Yeah.
I just no.
Yeah.
There's no time, sis.
I don't blame you.
So
All right. So next question.
that's a good one.
What's your take on people posting and not tagging the work behind it?
Oh, the good one. Okay. Oh God, this happened recently.
I know.
Did you see?
Maybe.
You saw. It makes me so mad.
Yeah.
Like, we are just as important as
Anybody else there?
the wedding venue, the photographer, the video. And it's, you know what? It's mainly photographers that do it. And I don't know what it is, but I literally just worked a wedding, and this photographer posted every single person or tagged them except for the hairstylist and the makeup artist, which is me and another girl that I love.
Yeah.
And I literally commented, and I was like, hey, do you mind tagging us as vendors or whatever I
Yeah.
said? And literally ignored.
Mm.
Straight ignored. That is so rude. And I wasn't even asking in
Yeah.
like in a bitchy way. I was
Yeah.
just like, oh, like that sucks.
Yeah.
Sometimes I understand that they genuinely forget or they don't know. Because there have been moments where I've gotten photos from my bride and they never send me the vendor list. Like, I don't know who did what.
tag, yeah.
I don't know where the venue is. I don't know whatever it might be.
Exactly.
So I get it. Girl, you saw my comment.
Right.
You saw my comment and you chose to ignore it.
Yeah.
Rude. Instantly not a fan. Bye. So
what we
no,
doing?
credit people. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
And also when you credit people,
You're plugging everybody. Everybody
Yes.
retweet it. Retweet.
I know what you mean.
Reshare.
Share it.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many times I've asked a bride, I'm like, hey, how did you find me? They're like, oh, I went onto the wedding venue and I looked at who they followed.
Yeah.
Or I looked at their tagged photos and you were one of them.
Simple. Easy.
I am so supportive. If you are in the industry, I will support you. But the minute you rub me wrong and you do something like that to where you're like, I feel like you're doing stuff on purpose now,
Yeah.
and not being like on the same page as me, like out the window.
Yeah.
Don't care about it. Move on. But just, yeah, all I ask for is like, just at least tag me.
Yeah.
I would never post a photographer or videographer's video without tagging them or
Yeah.
crediting them.
Right.
Never, ever, ever, ever. That's also my work. It might not be as important to them
Yeah.
as their work is,
But still.
but I'm the very first thing in the morning. Like,
Yeah.
we are hair and makeup. We're with them for a long period of time. It's at least, 5 to 6 hours sometimes in the morning that we're with these brides. We do all the girls, and it's not like we don't sit down and eat or have this big break. It's back to back.
Yeah.
So we play a huge role, and
I'll tell you why
very
it's important.
underlooked.
I'll tell you why it's important, because the clips that we did a wedding together, and you
Yes.
reshared my post.
Yes.
And guess what happened? Hey, I seen Nicole reshared your post. She put an inquiry in, and I got that booking.
Shut up.
No,
No
not
way.
even joking. I kid you not. I can show you after this podcast. I'm not joking. That's why it's important to tag people.
Love that.
Yep. And then after that happened, I'm pretty sure, I think I sent you some clips or whatever. But then I was like, that's my girl now. She reshared my stuff. And then that's when I reached out to you, like, you want to do a podcast? What's up?
Oh, I love that. That's amazing.
Yep.
Oh, I'm happy
So,
I could like give some
share,
help.
tag people in the post. It's that simple.
The Sixpence.
Yeah.
I told you about them.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Great wedding venue. But like the girl that is one of the owners of it, she posted a picture of me, of herself, and tagged me that glammed her. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The amount of inquiries that I had come through from just her posting being like, this is your sign to book with the Glam Lab.
Yeah.
At least 7 or 8 that day.
I know.
That day. And
I
I
know.
was like, you're kidding me.
I know.
It's the tiny things like that that are, you support other people in such a tiny way.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a tag.
Yep.
You don't have to spend money on my business. You
Yeah.
don't have to give me anything. You tagging me is more than enough to be like, hey, we're in the same, like, I don't understand why more people that are not under the same umbrella,
Yeah.
like, we're all part of the bridal world or the wedding venue, like the wedding community.
Yeah.
Why people are not more supportive. And there are a lot of,
It comes back to the gatekeeping stuff I was telling you about.
yeah, probably. But it's, I mean, I've learned now that, you know, there's some people that are just whatever. They're going to do their own thing. They're going to stay in their own lane. Cool.
Yeah.
But like, to me, I don't think it costs anything, and it's not a huge ask to be supportive of someone,
Not at
even
all.
if that just means tagging them
Not
or
at all.
sending you know, if someone wants to inquire about a
Yeah.
photographer. You're not available. Cool. Here's other people I know that I've worked with that are great.
Exactly.
It's endless.
Yep.
The wedding community is so small.
Yep.
So small.
So small, but also there's so many weddings.
So many, yes. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, 'cause I've been asked the question of like, well, don't you feel like someone's gonna steal this wedding from you? Or there's so many people getting married in a day.
If I didn't get this booking right here, guess what? That weekend is still open. I know for a fact I'm going
It's
to book
gonna
it
get
up.
booked. Yep. I already have 36 weddings for next year, 2025.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm gonna keep getting people that are coming in for the same dates.
Yep.
So, I mean,
Trying to expand.
yeah, that's one. That's why I do want to expand.
Yeah.
But two, it's like, no, the wedding world is so big.
Yeah.
Like, there might be 10 makeup artists, but there's probably 40 plus weddings that weekend.
Yep.
And
Yep.
sometimes there's like more than what, 1 or 2 weddings that are happening in the same venue
Exactly.
sometimes because they're big enough to be able to do that.
Yep. I know the one in Indianapolis.
Which one?
That has the outside. Really nice. Outside you can walk around. They usually have like art there.
I think
They
I
do
know. I
like
can't remember what it's called.
during Halloween they do the pumpkin lanterns everywhere.
mhm.
I can't think of the place, but it's really beautiful. But they had 2 weddings there when I did my last wedding. So
There's a lot to go around. That's
yeah.
what I say.
but tag your people. Tag your people.
Easy
people.
peasy.
All right,
lemon
third
squeezy.
question for you.
Yeah.
I'm a videographer. Some people are photographers. Me, how I like to, I'm really kind of past doing, you know, hair and makeup clips. I get it for like a second or two,
I think I know.
but also, I'm just trying to get out your way. I'm just trying to get out your way. But how we feeling? How we feeling about photographers and videographers? Because
see
for
this?
one, you are there.
It makes me want to pull my hair
You're,
out.
you're there to make them look good.
Yes.
And
Okay.
go
Let
ahead.
me put it this way. There have been a few weddings, not many. You were one of the only. There's another guy. His name is Eric. I think Song. He did a beautiful clip for me of me doing the bride and sent it to me.
Yeah.
I've never actually had a videographer be like, "Hey, I got this clip of you doing the makeup. Like, do you want it?" I truly don't think you actually understand. Like, thank you for sending me that clip because I cried. I posted it and everything on Facebook. 'Cause,
Yeah.
You know, just kind of keep just really close friends and family on there. So it wasn't anything like whatever. But I was like, dang. Like, it was so cute and so short, but you made me forget my question again. The question again. What did you ask me?
Go ahead, drop it. Can we get some paper towel? Hold on. I got my gum wrapper. I got my gum. You want that?
For what? My
I didn't know.
tears?
Yeah. I thought you was about to shed one.
No.
Okay. But the question was.
I'm forgetting everything. I get so carried away. Wait, I know what you were asking me.
Okay.
In my way.
Yeah.
Okay. So as of lately, don't know what is in the water, but like videographers and photographers are almost like rushing me.
Mm.
And I don't think they understand that the more that you come over and you're like, hey, how much longer? Oh, I'm just asking. No, like I get you're just asking, but also it's like just annoying. I get it.
Yeah.
And I love getting the shots. I think the photos that I get back are beautiful. I don't get back very many of the videography shots. So like that's not as important to me.
Yeah.
When I am done with the bride's makeup, then I'm more than happy to model for it's not even, doesn't even take a minute usually. They're always like, hold a brush. And I'm like, okay. And it takes literally a minute to do.
Right.
It's not anything complex. But when you're in my grill and you're like moving, I film every wedding typically. Sometimes I don't because I run out of time, or like I have a smaller schedule that day and I have too many girls. But I usually typically always film, have my phone up, take photos and stuff. But it's gotten to the point where like people are truly like, can I move this? Can I move your light? No, I need my light to glam. I need my light to see the colors on their face. I need my phone because this is also how I get content. And part of me and my business, I film. It has actually like been a huge burden lately to the point where I'm like, do I speak up and say something like, but I've been speaking up to more so my brides, being like, hey, can you like let the videographer, photographer know that like this is important right now and I need them to like leave you alone. But it also puts them in a weird situation to where like that's who they're with all day. Like why would you want to rub them the wrong way? So I get it. I get the photographer and videographers like wanting to capture that content, but also it's super annoying. Or like it gets to the point where I'm still glamming and the videographer or photographer will literally just stand there and they're like this.
Oh no.
And like say you're me, they're like this just watching. Now you're hovering me. Now I only want to move slower because I see you doing that. So it makes me want to be like nasty in a way where I'm like, now I'm going to go slower on her lip liner.
I don't blame you.
But yeah, I can't anymore.
Hey.
It's almost like I don't even, it's putting a bad taste in my mouth, but it's only been as of recently.
Right.
And I don't know why. Don't know what it is. But yeah.
See, I don't mind it at all, right? Because I repeat this, everybody has a role to play during that day. Yours is just as important as mine. You're making the girl look good, but also, hey, every wedding is not going to be on schedule. So what are we really rushing for? I get that we got to go down and do first look or whatever, but it's like at the end of the day, let you get your stuff done. The day is going to go on.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
No,
but
that's a good question because woo-wee, the amount of times I just want to be like, go away, get away from me. Like, bye. You don't need this shot. When I'm done, I will then tell you, hey, I will do your modeling shots for you, and then we can go from there. But other than that, the fact that it is so quick too, and I'm like, you really bothered me for the past 30 minutes. Or they'll ask me right at the beginning of doing their makeup. How long do you think it's gonna take? I don't know, Henry. I don't know how long it's gonna take. Let me do their makeup, and then I'll tell you when I'm close to being done. Like, I don't know a Henry, like who does.
I know one.
I just said a name. I just said a name out loud. But no, it's ruffled my feathers.
I feel you.
So pull my hair out.
What would you say is? Maybe there's not. What would you say is the hardest thing about what you do? This is not a hot take. This is actually just a question. I meant to ask it earlier.
I can go like so many different directions with this. Hardest thing about what I can do, like what I do. I mean, if we're speaking in the sense of like doing makeup is making everyone happy. And the sense of just like overall running my business is like keeping up with emails. I think like both of those are probably the two that I look at of like, hey, not everyone is going to be happy with you and your work. That's why there's other makeup artists in the world. You go with someone that fits your needs, the look that you're going for, all of that. There are people still to this day that are like, I didn't really like that. Or like the trial wasn't my favorite. I've had people, this was more so a few years ago, like they'll actually cancel. They canceled their wedding with me because they just didn't like the way that their trial looked. And that's totally okay. You know, there's someone else for you out there. And I will never, ever like have any ill will towards anyone who's like, you're not my, like, we're not a good fit. Totally okay. Emails, because I have grown a lot in the past year, it's really hard for me to keep up with it. I have like, I'm gonna go home and go answer emails today. But it's more so a lot of inquiries. I'll get people that aren't booked until 2025 that are still reaching out about random questions, and that's totally okay, and I'll answer them. But I'm like, you're a whole year away. Maybe we can answer it down the line. So I try to like go to priority of like whose wedding's coming up, who do I actually have to talk to ASAP. sooner rather than the later ones. I think those are the two hardest. But even that, sometimes the emails are easy, and then sometimes pleasing people is easy. They're
Yeah.
like, "Wow, you did way better than I could ever do." So,
Right.
Both.
Okay. I got another hot take for you.
Okay.
This might be juicy.
Juicy. Oh, think I
Okay.
can talk on it?
Yeah. I think you can.
Okay.
It's not nothing crazy. How do you feel about other people in the industry that you're doing,
Okay.
grabbing pictures off Pinterest, Facebook, and saying this is what they can do to promote their business, and it's not their work?
Awful. Horrible.
Yeah.
One, you're stealing someone else's work. Two, the person's work that you're probably stealing is more so edited.
Yeah.
Typically, stuff on Pinterest is not real and raw and
Right.
like the actual work. I think it's just, like I wouldn't. This is why I preach so much on like do your research, look up who you're gonna get, make sure that the artist that you're getting is real. One, because there has been someone in the industry that I found out about like within the last, I think, year. This woman was a makeup artist and she was scamming people. She was not showing up on their wedding day.
No way.
I think this was like in kind of like my hometown area. So like
No way.
the like Maryville, South Bend, like Northwest
Yeah.
area. I actually knew a few people who knew them personally. And I just don't think there's any excuse for that. But do your research of who's real or who's not, and if that work is real. But I could post a picture from Pinterest all day and be like, I can give you this look. Why am I doing that? Why am I setting
Right.
myself up for failure
Right.
if I know that I can't recreate that?
Right. Especially because a lot of the photos, like you said, are edited. People have pores. I don't know much about makeup.
I think that's the best though. Posting your real work, even if it's not where you want to be.
Yeah.
It's only going to have you grow more. And just like,
Yeah.
like you can't ever practice enough.
Right.
So like posting someone else's stuff to me is like,
I feel you.
why?
Yeah. Well, we're going to wrap up after that one.
Okay.
I want to thank you again for coming to the second podcast.
You're welcome.
It
We had a drive.
Yeah, I got you on that.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
But yeah, thank you again for coming to the second podcast. This one's going to be perfect. But also, before we get out of here, I want you to pitch where they can reach you at.
So you can find me on Instagram at the Glam Lab Indie, on TikTok at the Glam Lab Indie, and the best way to reach me, of course, is always over email. I may take a few days to get back to you, but yeah, you can reach out to me there, and I'm always open to glam up some new girlies for the 2025 season. Thanks for having me.
You left out something.
Oh, don't edit your pictures.
No, you left out.
What?
You didn't tell them. If they want to know how to do makeup, yeah.
Should I restart?
No,
Should I just carry on?
Just carry on.
If you are also wanting to learn the basics of makeup or become a makeup artist, reach out to me too. I love educating and hyping my girlies up that are in the makeup world. So,
All right.
thanks for having me.
Well, that has been another episode of Unveiled. I'm your host, Ahmad. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this content, and we'll see you next episode.